Alright, so welcome back to day 82, 83 or something of the journey. So, okay, so what is the game? What's the aim? Trading, as we've done for the past 80 days. Okay, now let me show you what I've taken. This is a trade with gold, so XAUUSD, gold against the dollar, obviously. And as we can see, even though you might not see it, you might not, but we have this. No, at first I was looking for a long from here because we created this zone, we created this high, and then we came back down, and in this zone I was basically looking for this to potentially hold and then these highs. But it doesn't matter because I already knew that beforehand. I already knew that structure wanted to come to this high. Okay, and it will at some point. But today, I believe that the structure will come to this level. And this was obviously before this point. So even if we go to replay mode, okay, so we can kind of be like, okay, okay, let me just delete this and this. So even beforehand, like I go on a 15-minute, for instance, and this is why. So actually, I think it was a 30-minute. Doesn't really make much difference. The point is, this is our zone, alright, and this is the zone that caused this breakdown. And what do we break? We broke these lows here, okay, creating what? A switch in structure, because we know what this is, but we also know that high time frame and low time frame structure can be slightly different to each other. So essentially we have these long wicks. This doesn't mean shit. These are just liquidations. But then we have this rally down. It's basically consolidation until obviously this swing high gets taken. What caused this level to get broken? This zone. So when this zone fails, what does this mean? It means that when we come to these zones up here, or if we do, we wait for mitigation inside of this area, right, to come and take these lows and all of this south side liquidity, right? That is the way you would analyze the market. That's the way I would analyze the market. Now you can, for sure, you can switch between two time frames. You go on a 1 hour, you know, you can be like, okay, so what have we had with gold on a 1 hour? We had price come down drastically, obviously. Liquidating these lows, comes up, it liquidates these lows, right? And then what do we have? We have the mitigation inside of what? Inside of these zones, right here. This whole zone is mitigated, right? It holds, it rallies down, it fails to break this low, okay? It comes up to retest, comes up to retest this area, right? It fails, comes back down, it fails to break this liquidity. So what do we have? Well, it's very simple what we have. We have a lot of liquidity around this area. All of this price action is liquidity being created. Okay, so what this means is whenever price breaks between, like, impulsively through, it will either break straight through, and there's two ways it can work. It can go like this, and then impulsively absolutely collapse, like, I mean break the fuck down, like down, 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 or it can just impulsively move up and up and up and up. Those are the two options. But obviously if we mix that in with a daily time frame and we try to see where we're at on the daily, okay, we could be potentially looking for buys just after this zone, right? Because why? We have this area, right? This area caused this break in structure, right? We had this, so in fact we could refine it to this zone. So if we get that, it'll be this zone, okay? Now where is price? Price is here. So this shit could come up all the way, just end up to take this and this. Okay, and what's it doing? It's creating liquidity on this side and this side. Right now it's a long game, but these big money, plays that long game, if that makes sense. So unfortunately, if you don't have patience, and I mean like a lot of patience, you don't have to be trading like fucking the daily time frames either, by the way, but that's just to know where you're at, like where you're at and what can be happening. And just by looking at what we've had and what we've seen, those things are possible, if that makes sense. Okay, so if we go back to like a 30-minute, for instance, we can obviously see that this price has just went all the way up. Right, it's failed. So in fact, prices came down quite a lot right now. From where I fucking entered, anyways. I don't know what this is. Oh shit, no, this is replay mode. Yeah, my bad. This is replay mode. I was like so confused on that one. So obviously at that point, after we've analysed the whole chart and we've gone, okay, so we know the price can be coming all the way up to these highs. Like you probably can't even see it, but up to obviously these highs up here, and obviously then fucking obviously this is a 1 minute, so you won't be able to see it, but price will come up to those certain levels, but you can't see it yet because it's a 1 minute. Okay, so we go on the 30-minute, for instance, that we've already done. We've already established that we're consolidating, essentially. So we know that basically there's not really a ground to kind of dictate where price is going. You can kind of be like, okay, this could pump to this area and then this can happen. There's all of those, but yeah, sure. Price action wise, this is just consolidation. Like, look at that. Look at that. Consolidating, not great, but it's also good because it creates liquidity and it can make a lot of money if you're on the right side. But actually, have I? Yes, I have. Okay, cool. So what does this mean? Well, what it means is that from what we've looked at, right, we are bearish from this break with gold, and my expectation as of right now for gold is what? Is to clear all of this liquidity on the bottom, right? But we also understand that trend just doesn't go like that. It can, but in order, after a huge break, you want to move up into this area potentially to what? Cause another break. Okay? That's how market moves. And that's pretty simple. Okay, so yes, we are looking for sells, but at the same time, on a lower time frame, when we zoom into this price action here, right? So we could highlight this zone, and then we could go down to even the 5 minute, right, where we have more price action. And what do we have? Right? Not sure it just looks like this W. Okay, so what if we go down to 1 minute? Okay, what do we have? We have more price action, we have more things to be using. Okay, what do we have? We have these breaks down. Okay, we have this liquidation, right? And then what do we have? Like just look afterwards. Okay, I mean, sure, we've got swing highs here and here. Me personally, I'd be looking at this as my swing high, or this one. Okay, we could be using this one, right? What caused this level to break? Basically this zone. Okay, do we get mitigation? No, we don't, so we could be looking for that later on, or that could be a target we aim for on the shorts, because we know that omega areas can have a bigger reaction and potentially suck out your positions. So this one makes more sense of a swing high, just because the fact that it came down all the way down to here, and then it came all the way up to here, right, and then it's straight down like that. That is just basic market structure. This, you can't really see much. It's like, what? There's nothing really, you know what I mean? And then we basically break through again, and this candle. So it doesn't really make any difference, right? But is there any way you can determine the price is going to continue to go up? Yes, there is. From these breaks, okay, we broke this level, we broke this level, and this level. Okay, and what does that mean? It means that we're basically bullish, right? So what does this mean? It means that the low, right here, this low, right, let's make it a bit thicker, and just so you can see, this low, fuck's sake, this low right here, this should hold, okay? That's what it means. It means that this low should hold, and price can come down from here, it can come all the way down, and then the expectation is still to come in and take this high. Okay? So that's what it means. But again, we could be looking for buys inside of this. So this is why I marked this one out, because I was like, yeah, we broke above. We created this break up here. This could just be liquidation, so it doesn't really matter too much. But again, it's also a zone that we can be looking for buys from. So again, we play the candles. Okay, we don't get any confirmations in here. Okay, that's fine. What are we doing? We're waiting for price to come back down. Okay, what happens? It breaks straight through. Okay, cool. Could we be looking for buys off of this? Well, it's a demand on CS. Okay, so let's break up, let's break down. We've got to wait for another candle, and it comes down. Okay, so what can we do at this point? Okay, we're still looking for buys, even though obviously price is coming down. We're still bullish. Okay, you got to understand that the overall expectation is to take this high. Okay, so what does this mean? I mean, if we come down, right, and we wait for something like this to occur, this right here is where you look and you go, okay, so this is the zone. And remember what I said earlier about this zone, like maybe like 5-10 minutes ago, with this zone, how it's unmitigated and is more likely to cause a bigger rally up, or a bigger reaction. That is what I mean. Anyway, so what do? We have this breakdown, this break up here, right? And then what? We don't have anything actually after that, so we can play, right? But then we have this, which is this down move, and then this up move. We just break the price. So this creates some MB, and then what do we have here? Okay, we have this down move here with this candle, and then we wait for this high right here to get broken. So wherever, and this is how you take the trade. Okay, so wherever this high gets broken and this low gets created, so say it breaks the high now and this is the low, we use this as our low, okay? But that's wherever the low gets created. So the low gets created here, and what? This candle impulsively breaks through. So we enter here, we have our stop loss here, okay? And where are we targeting? Remember earlier how we were going, oh, we could be targeting these highs firstly, okay? It gives us a 1 to 5, but we could also be targeting this, okay, which is 1 to 13, okay? And that is how it works, okay? Now if we go to live market, we can see essentially how it's performing right now. Now, sure, price doesn't look great, like price action wise. There's not really much you can be doing with it right now, but you could be taking your partials or most profit here, that's right, or like I said, you could just be targeting this, simply, that's it. But if I was looking at price action right now, okay, just to kind of establish where we're at, okay, we're still bullish, still looking for buys, we look for buys from here, okay. Now these wicks, I wouldn't really like looking for entries off of this, because it just shows too much volatility. Like, it's, okay, what way is it actually going to go? It could be clearing these, but it could also be clearing them to go and take highs, right? Make sense? But the overall expectation, again, is to come up to take this. But it doesn't obviously have to. You've got to understand that this zone as well is an area for sales, okay? So again, you could have been taking it to this, and then we could start to get some more sales, right? So again, you could have also positioned yourself inside of this. So you could be opening this long, and this is what I mean with my strategy. You could have this as a long, and you could be targeting this, but you could also be like, okay, so we're in a zone for sales, okay, which created a lot of sell pressure, okay. So what do we get from the zone, right? We get this break in this level here, okay. What does that mean? We're looking for sales. We're looking for sales. We take this liquidity, okay, we're coming up to these zones, this more or less, right? What do we get? We get this liquidation, this high, this liquidation, this breakdown, this breakup, and then, as we're literally speaking, as this candle's coming down, this is a short. Okay, this is a short setup, and this can we take, yeah, okay, well, we can be targeting this area, okay, and then, if you play them against each other, what do you have? One of them's making profit, and one of them's losing, right? But this one and this one, they're the same, okay, so you're losing, but let's say you've already taken partials at this point, and you're like 80% of your position is gone, so you're only got 20% of your position left. You're not losing much, and let's say your stop loss is at break even, okay, at this position, okay, that's your stop loss, that line, which is break even. What does that mean? It means you entered this trade, you took this short, cool, you're losing money, you're only losing 20% of what you've got, and you're not losing any money because you've already secured 80%, you're not losing any money, Okay, get out of your head. You've not lost any money. You're making money. You're making money right now. Okay? And that is basically the beauty of hedging positions. So yeah. But again, like we said, we could be looking at this house from here. We could also be looking for this whole body structure as a whole. So just because we got this sell pressure does not mean that we're gonna get absolutely liquidated and we're gonna get fucked. No, it doesn't. It just means that shit happens. Okay. So that's EU. Okay. That's gold. Okay. EU is also doing something similar. I took a short earlier off of this. This was very nice and easy. That was just consecutive red candles. It was like fucking too easy. But again, with EU, okay, we have this zone. Right, why are we marking this zone? Remember, okay, remember this is a zone that's unmitigated, so it's more likely to hold, okay? But what are we looking for? Okay, if we go to the 30 minutes on EU, okay, we want to understand where we're at in terms of price action. Okay, we had this break up, okay, so again, we are technically looking for buys. Right, we're looking at basically take these highs, but we could also be looking to liquidate these. But it's never the target. This is never the target. When price is coming up, right, breaking the structure, pulling back, and creating this consolidation as well. The expectation, even if it comes down, it could come down to here by the way, it's still the expectation is this. Okay? So we're still looking to take these highs, we just got to position ourselves in the right time. We're taking those. So price is coming down now, cool. But again, we're still looking to take these highs. Right? We're still looking, like literally, we are still looking to take price to these highs. Right? We could have this as a target, okay? So if we come back down, zoom into price action a bit more, okay? What do we have in terms of zones that we could be essentially using? Well, right now, we have this MB, okay? Now this is basically this candle down to this candle, and as you can see, it mitigated with this wick, right? So we have this down move, this break up, okay? No, this down move into here, but it liquidated, right? So actually, no, this down move, up move, down move. So essentially, the price breaks either this wick, right? Like that, okay? So if price breaks this high, we're entering a trade, okay? But we also have this MB, so technically, we could have entered our trade here and have this as our stop loss. This is also valid by the way, but you could also be using this, okay? Because this candle hasn't closed, so you don't really do it until the candle closes. But like, if we keep an eye on this price action here, right? And again, we haven't entered a position, just so you know. We're just waiting, potentially. But again, that's for a long, okay? And this is a live trade obviously right now, so it might be fun to watch, I don't really know. But that's liquidated us, so we had this down move, had this break up, so we have this second down move. As long as this holds, we're fine. But if it doesn't hold, then we're still probably going down. Take these, and that's fine. Like, and we could have also been looking for sells technically, but as we already know, we don't like to trade against the trend, right? So sure, it's coming down. That's what it's currently doing, but it's going to come and take these highs. We already know that. We already know that. Okay. I mean, if we go back real quick, just to analyze, see what's going on the 30-minute. Well, yeah, we have all this sell side liquidity already marked. We had this liquidation here, which tapped into this zone. We didn't really break anything from this demand zone either. So we could be actually coming down. Believe it or not, we could be. That's possible. That is possible as well. Because again, we didn't really have any break here. And just come back down. And then we had this, up, this. What do we have? Mitigation inside of what? This. Oh shit. Inside of this supply zone up here. What happened? Up, down, right? So we basically mitigated the supply zone. So we could be aiming for these lows now after we mitigate, but very subjective. Because again, this zone hasn't held, or this zone has held. Okay, we didn't liquidate, we didn't break. So we're still bullish. That is how I look at it. Okay? So we still want buys. Okay? And again, we're still in this zone, so we're still looking for buys. We could be tapping deeper and deeper and deeper, but at any point, we could be looking for buys. Right? That's how I would establish the trade, and this is how I'd obviously run through a trade. Okay? So this could be the final liquidation, and this could be the mitigation inside of it. And wherever this candle closes, this could be our entry. And this is a fractalized entry, so this would be the entry right here. And this, again, would be the target. Okay? Or potentially this. Okay? Which is a 1 to 10 risk to reward. Now this is a valid buy. This is a valid long position. Okay? This is valid. This is I would take myself. Where would I take partials? Or would I take half my 8% of my profit? I'm most likely taking here, right? Which is about 3 risk to reward. Okay? So we're going to create a line right here, like that. We're going to move this price all up to here because that's where we're going to let 20% let the 20% that we do have left run. But obviously this could come down and stop now. Who knows? But what I'm saying is this is valid for me. Okay. So what has happened with gold again? We took this high. We're getting down into this area. Okay, we basically tapped into this MB right here. Obviously. Would we be looking for sales? Could be possible, but no, not currently. If anything, I'm probably looking for buys. Right, we had this breakdown and this break up. Now we're testing this zone or this MB. So as long as we break this high, we can have our stop loss here, or wherever the low gets created. And where are we targeting again? Where are we targeting? This. Okay. So we just let those do their thing. Okay. So if price comes in, have a position set. So you can go on MT5, right, MetaTrader. You can click limit order, right, put the price in. So price would be it's on the right hand side where my mouse is, 18, 20 something. Have limit order, so when price hits that level, you enter a buy position and let it run. Set the size, because obviously you've got your everything ready. So 76 pips, how much you're risking per trade, $500 or $250, how much it has to equivalent to 1% potentially or something, and then just let it do its thing. That's it, just let it do its thing, and yeah. So again, with this one, we're just leaving it do its thing, and yeah, that's how trading is. That's how trading is. No, sure. Why am I entering this? Why am I basically targeting this area? You might be questioning, like, why not here? Because this is valid as well. But you have to understand that this was the mitigation, this was the confirmation, but then we got the mitigation afterwards, right? So essentially, if anything actually, I'm looking to target this. My bad. That's going to be my target. 80% of my profit will get taken, and then I'll move my stop loss to break even, and then I'll target this high, and then let it run. Okay, this is coming down, so surely EU comes down after this. I mean, usually if gold drops, EU follows for the most part, but not all the time. But it's a thing that I see a lot. But again, this doesn't mean shit because we haven't entered the trade. Remember, it doesn't matter. Mine's already moving at the moment. Interesting. Composite man's gone. Literally, he's gone. Your phone needs to be charged. Phone is fucking low percent. Sorry about. Okay, so once we've done all of that, we basically, like, obviously, what I do, because when it comes to trading, is I just let it do its shit. I don't try to worry about things. Like when I'm in a trade, I know it can be a little bit emotional sometimes when you see price come down here, or goes up and then almost hits profit, and then it comes down and then just stops you out. That's fucking annoying, trust me, I know. But it happens. It happens a lot, and you just gotta deal with it. So if this comes and stops out, then, you know, all we gotta do is go, okay, that went wrong, deal with it, simply. So that's came down, that has broke this low, so essentially it's invalidated that bias. And like I said, if this comes down, this usually follows. So I feel like we will lose this trade. We could be tapping deeper, who knows, but by the looks of things, shit's coming down. So let's look at another pair real quick. Okay, so we go to, I don't know, what pair should we trade? And you can apply this to anyone, like GU and EU look pretty much the same, you know what I mean, like this, and this look the exact same, right? So if you're going to trade one, trade just one of them, because they're both pretty much the same. EU is probably a safer bet, but it doesn't really matter. UJ, okay, we could look at UJ for a trade. Actually I like GJ, my bad. GJ, that's G-Hard. This is GJ, okay, cool. This one's up, okay, so if we're looking at this, okay, we're going to go to potentially an hour, okay, so this is how I look at my trade, this is how I do a top-down analysis on any pair, doesn't really matter, okay, so what is the structure? I mean, we could go to a time frame over 1 day, it doesn't really make any difference. It just gives us an idea of where price is heading. Even on a daily, we like to understand price and how it develops and shit like that. So price is bullish, it came up, right? What is it doing now? It's tapping in this zone, right? We tapped into this zone, and now we're displaying some bullish. Into what? Potentially taking these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs, these highs. Doesn't mean it will, right? Because what? Structure's coming down. So what? We'll tap into this and what? Like we could get that, you know what I mean? We could tap even deeper inside of this zone just to come up. Or that could be enough, but we don't know. So on the 1 day, as we just looked at, what's the analysis? We broke this high, what caused it? This zone here, right? So basically, we're bullish because we broke this high, but we're looking for buys from anywhere inside of this to what? Eventually come and take these highs. I think I've been looking at GJ for a while. I think earlier since this year as well. I remember it was just bullish. I believe, yeah. It's been bullish for a while now. It tapped into this supply zone, obviously, or this MB that was created, which is basically this entire zone. Tapped deep into it, and then obviously now it's potentially coming down. But on a higher time frame, the bullish structure is what? It can come down into these zones to what? To these highs. So there's a lot that can be basically done. Let's just say that. But on this 1 day time frame, as we just looked, what is the overall expectation? We're going to come to the high for now. Okay, so let me see how this trade's going. This is a pretty boring trade, to be fair. Okay, so what do we have? This is our swing high. Okay, in this area, basically, or an MB, right? Sells inside of this. Okay, price taps in, comes down, does this, and what? It breaks this structure down. So what does that mean? It means we're looking for sells from these areas now. Basically, come and take these lows, which it does. Okay, and then this would be our MB, or we can refine this to our S&D, where to go to take lows. Okay, so GJ, from what I'm looking at, is coming to take these lows. But because of this, we cause this huge impulse up, right? So we could be just tapping deep into this zone, or in this zone down here, to come and take what? These highs. Okay, so if we go down to potentially a 15 minute, not really much price action, it's literally the same. Maybe a 15 minute, not out. So, again, we have this swing high that created, this swing high here. Okay, got liquidated. We create a new high, we switch bearish, we started to try and tap into these zones. Then what happened? Came and take these lows. Okay, awesome. What do we have? We have these zones up here, right? These MBs. What do we have? The tap, and what do we have? This breakdown. So what could we be looking for now? Either we're looking to come and take this high, right? And the only reason I'd say that is because of all of this, right? This impulse, this pullback, this, which is also possible. But again, we know that we are still bearish because we took this low. Okay, does that make sense? But we're still bullish, so it's also about choosing the right narrative. Like from here, as price came and tapped this low, yes, we want to see price break this before we have any bias in buys, right? So right now we're still looking for sales, but if we go on the 1 minute, here's where it gets a bit more interesting. Okay, what do we have? Okay, no shot. All of this, as we've just showed you, price came down, did this, did this, did this. It's just at 1 minute, remember. So a lot more price action, a lot more shit to be seen. So what do we have? We have a potential expectation to come and take either these highs or to come and sell from these highs. Okay, so with that in mind, what does that mean? It means that we can mark this overall zone as an area of value to potentially be selling from. Okay, so we want to be getting to those zones. We know price is most likely going to go to those zones. How can we take a trade to get into this zone? Okay, so as price develops, we'd probably just be looking for an entry off of any break in structure. So we have this, we had this break from where? This zone. Now yes, it liquidated, but again, as we already know, we're still looking for buyers, even regardless of these, because this is a 1 minute. So we come up, okay, and we break down. Now we could have created this as our MB, and this is our MB2, and then to, okay, already would be in a trade, and we'd be looking to take partials, we're looking to take profit here. So your trade would be here, and you might not understand exactly what I'm talking about, but this MB1 broke. Okay, what happened next? Let's pull back. MB2, right? So where was the low that created, and then where was the high that got broke, or the level that got broken? Okay, this level here, we enter here, and where are we targeting? Technically, we're targeting this, right? How's this going? Almost going to come and take our profit. Nice, nice. But this would be our target, and then this would also be another target. So you could be looking to take your profits here, or you're looking to take profit here. And that's how you would take this trade. And that's how I would have looked at it. So we had this break here, that's an MB, that's literally an MB. And then when we have this break down, break up, we take it. We take it. Now sure, it's not the fractalized ones, and what I mean by that is the ones that we take, right, where we have this zone gets created. So in fact it might be easier with lines to show. We have this MB created, price taps in, it creates this up move, this breakdown, it creates this, and it creates this breakdown. So what does that mean? We take this fractalized MB. No, sure, these fractalized MBs, by the way, are very, very good. In fact, let me just undo this so I can see it a bit better. And yes, these fractalized MBs are extremely good for risk to reward. Where's your stop loss? Just above this high. Okay, where's your target? Either this low, okay, that would be your low, or again, because we're on a high time frame, what does that mean? We're not going to take these lows. Okay, I want to take 1 to 13, 1 to 14. Right, like that shit is ridiculous. This is the type of entries you can be taking with these fractalized ones. Like they're very good for risk reward, and then these are the other entries that you can take in, which is basically just a normal standard MB. Obviously, it's not as good, and as we can see, we have taken our first profit. So that gives us a profit of what? So we do again. We can just use a calculator real quick, but it's very simple. The risk reward is 5. So we do 5 times, and then we do 0.8. Okay, which gives us 4, which is basically 4 times and then 500. That gives us 2,000 profit. Okay, 100% is ours. What do we do now? We get this stop loss, right, and we move it to break even. Now, right now I'm just going to use a line to highlight. Okay, and we're going to show you exactly how trading is, and how the fucking big players like myself, or not big player, joking, but how professionals like myself, and I'm not getting cocky, but I would say I'm a professional. I would. And how we basically trade and how we make money and profit off shit, simply. So that's how we'd manage my position. So at this point we're basically secured plus 2,000 from this trade. Okay, so we've got plus 2,000 on this, and then we've also got stop loss to break even. Let me put that in caps. Okay, stop loss to break even. Okay, let's just go down to about 20. Okay, that is this trade. summarized. We have plus 2,000, and we have our stop loss to break even. So what does that mean? We've guaranteed 2k. So if price comes down, and like literally if price comes all the way down, it does this. Guess what? I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give one fuck. If price comes down and it comes into the zone, I'm like, cool, I've still made 2,000, right? That is how you effectively manage your positions, and in fact, you could be targeting these, right? These highs there, my bad. You could be targeting these highs, right? So if you, again, you're not going to make as much profit, obviously, if price does eventually run all the way up to that. Sure, it's not going to be great, because if you do 16 times 0.2, you get 3.2. So you've secured, guess what though? Guess what? You've secured another 3 risk to reward, which is what? 3 times 500, because every risk, you're risking 500 or whatever it is. So that means I've secured another $1,500 just by letting it sit there and do its thing. So sometimes it's good to let just 20% ride, because guess what? You don't fucking know if price wants to just impulsively break through and run that. Because if it does, there's no harm. There's no harm, and you should be okay with this and not 2,500. Because sure, 2,500 is awesome, right? 2,500 is great, but if you're willing to let that extra 500 sit and do its thing, it can either come down to nothing and you've 100% got 2,000, or it can turn into what? 1.5. Okay, right. So that's basically why I say let shit run, because you never know. You never fucking know. GJ, again, this shit came down to what would have been the best circumstances to take. You would have taken your partials here, and I did say that myself. I would have been taking profit here. I would have been taking 80% of my position, like I just went through with EU. I would have taken 80%, and I'd have my stop loss at break even. So what does that mean? We take 80%. So if you do the math, it's about, I think it's about 4 risk to reward, which is another 2,000. Let me just do 5 times 0.8. It's 4, so we would have secured another 2k, and then what? We would have got stopped out and broke even, so we would have got 2k profit on this, and then that's it. We were like, okay, cool, that's it. Like, you can't be moaning about 2k profit, moaning. But yeah. But like I said, the expectation of this is to either come and take this, which we could, or come take lows, but we don't fucking know. Finally, my thing's charged. Awesome. I'm gonna update my phone, I think. While we out this video, where are we? I don't even know. Oh, there we go. Okay. So again, with gold, what's gold done since we've went through all of this? Nothing. Gold has done nothing. Literally. Liquidated this, but we are still looking to get this high. Okay. So what does that mean? Buys. Okay. So we have this as our first MB. We're good. And then wherever this next one comes, so in fact you could also be using this as your high. This is this, so this is your first MB. So if you follow price action rather than just using one candle, because sometimes one candle is good, sometimes it's not. But this could be the swing. This is your MB1. Okay. And then what does this mean? It means the price from here comes in, break to this. So wherever price breaks, like say price breaks this level, and this is the low, this would still be our target. Remember, the only difference, okay, the only difference in these trades, you need to understand the styles is risk to reward. There's no other difference. Okay. And you can also take these fractalized inside of those as well. You need to understand that. You can also do that as well. But as of right now, we could still be looking for buys. As long as this zone holds. Okay? If that makes sense. So we'll leave that. We'll let it do its thing. And this one, what we were looking at, so we looked to target this obviously. Came down, it came into this zone. So what does this mean? It means that we could be looking for buys. Okay? We could be looking for buys inside of this. It doesn't mean the zone's going to hold, by the way. It doesn't. We only take trades that we can. Okay? So where is our all low? Where's our complete low? Okay, where is it? Well, technically, it's this, and they've all been equal. So we have this basically, this up, this breakdown, okay? And what do we have? If we break essentially these highs, so if we break this high, we take a trade. So if it goes up, we take the long trade. So let's do this again, like on live trade, like we did with the other one. So this would have been our entry. This is an actual trade I'm taking right now. This is basically what you can do. And this, guess what? Target this, okay? Or better yet, target this. But I'll be targeting this because it's unmitigated. So this would be my trade. And guess what? If I win this trade, what? I make what? Maybe like 1,400 maybe profit dollars. I don't care. Like, sure, it's not the greatest amount of profit or risk to reward, but you don't always need to be hitting 1 to fucking 20, 1 to 30. You just need to be consistent. Guess what? Guess what? You could have taken a trade from essentially this candle close. Okay, wherever this candle closes, I'll show you another trade you can take in right now. Okay, this is all live market, by the way. Wherever this candle closes, right, I'll be taking a trade, and I'll have this in my stop loss. Okay, just watch this. And if this fails, then it fails. It is what it is. Let's see. No, probably not enter at this point. It's probably not worth it. Okay, we enter here. Okay. And this is our target. So we got a 1 to 1 and a 1 to 2.7. Okay. Just watch. Now, if it does break us out, then shit happens. It doesn't really matter because you're only losing 500, or you're only losing -1, and then in the case of getting a minus fucking or +2, it doesn't really matter. Or you could have added these anyway. So it all comes down to just math. Like, even if I lose it, it doesn't matter, because you can still lose things and still make more money than you, like, you can still lose more than you win. And this is what I say to a lot of people, like, you can still lose more than you win. You could win like 20% of the time and you could still make more money, which is, I know the math might not, that might not make sense to you, but the math adds up, and people have done it. Potentially with about 30-40% though, not as much. I wouldn't have taken this by myself, by the way. This wouldn't have been a trade to take it, but the only reason I was looking at it was because essentially we have mid spot move, this breakdown, and then this impulse up. But like I said, it wouldn't be something I take, and I think we're gonna get stopped out. Yeah, we get stopped out now. But again, maybe we just get absolutely liquidated now. Maybe we do. We might. It doesn't make sense though, but it's definitely possible. But that is a valid trade nevertheless. This is the S&P 500. I don't really trade this shit, but again, it doesn't really matter. I don't even know what the fuck this looks like. What is this? What is this shit? Wait. Nah, bro. Yeah, that's not really doing anything. But yeah. So the live trade, I thought it was pretty fun. I was like, fuck it, we'll do something different for once. So I was like, you know what, we'll go through everything. We'll explain how things are basically done, how I trade essentially. I'll basically spend 80 odd days trading and learning how to trade to the point of where I'm at now, and how I'm able to enter trades, execute, manage positions, all of that shit, and also take losses, as we can see. We can be taking losses as well, but like I said, it doesn't affect me that much because I take losses all the time. It doesn't matter. Like, it does not matter. I've got fucking acid reflux right now. But the point is, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you're right. But as long as at the end of the day you come out with more money, it doesn't matter if you lose more. You know what I mean? But I still believe that this trade will win. Like regardless if it comes down, like I've seen trades so many times come down to these areas into drawdown and then do something like that, or they just come straight through. Obviously, it's also possible. But the amount of times I've seen that shit, like it doesn't annoy me that it comes into this. I don't give a fuck. This shit is still in my eyes looking to take these highs, and that's why I took the trade in the first place. You know what I mean? So like I'm not really like stressing it. Like in my opinion, I think it's gonna hit TP. We're just sitting here now. Obviously, I'm just waffling about shit. But like I still think obviously it's gonna come and take it. Obviously, like why would I take this trade if I think it was gonna come to here? You know what I mean? I wouldn't. That's just the simple logic, obviously. Yeah. How's the EU looking? Not really too bad. Again, we let this shit ride, so if it comes down to break even, I don't give a fuck. If it comes all the way to here, guess what? I make another 1.5k. Okay? And on this trade, we make what? 1.2, 1.3, 1.4k. I don't know exactly. We've got a calculator. 275, so we do 275 and then times 0.8. That's our profit. And then we times it by 500. But we're probably going to take full profit at this point, I think. So if you, what is it, 2.76? Yeah, I'm going to take full profit actually. I've established I want to take full profit and don't want to let it ride. 2.75, 6 times, right, 500, and that's the profit we get, 1.3k. That would be the profit on this. We should hit it, just waiting now. I mean, I'll go on my phone in the meantime, or I'll actually know. Because I look on the internet. Let's look on Twitter. Where is that? It looks quite nice. She's Spanish. She was Spain, ain't she? Well, yeah, Dubai, but like I'm pretty sure she's Spanish. Is that Dubai? Yeah, it definitely is. I want to go to it just because it's like I've seen lots of shit, but I don't know. The place looks kind of cool. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't go for that long though. I'd only go for like maybe 2 weeks. Is that 2, 3 weeks? How's the trade looking now? Bro, like everybody's fucking getting all sad about crypto and shit. Like, mate, shut the fuck up. Sad, I don't want to see. I see people quitting crypto at an extreme rate right now. Here, there's. If you made this far, I think it's worth it to see what happens after the halving. Bitcoin gets sent as the shield against the debt crisis. It's gonna be some madness. I don't really give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about crypto. I care about trading and making money. That's it. Through trading. Currently. So crypto. Like, sure, I can buy some Bitcoin long term. I ain't got enough though. I just have no Bitcoin. I had like half a Bitcoin at one point, but obviously not anymore. I would probably load my bags. What Bitcoin right now? Like 27.5, 26.6. I was looking at it the other day. I was looking to short the fucker. I think it was a nice short anyways. Is it 27.7 now? Look, it was on 1 hour or 30-minute maybe. But essentially we had liquidation side of this, so we are probably looking to take highs now. I feel like it looks bullish. But we had this breakdown here. After this, top did this, so I was expecting right after we broke. Yeah, so as soon as it broke here, I was expecting price to come in, and then take a shot from basically anywhere inside of this. You could have went down to a 5 minute or something. As you can see, price broke here, came back to retest. So again, if we go to a 1 minute maybe. Break structure. Okay. We have this up move, this breakdown, this up move, this breakdown. So where you could have shorted this from here. Just stop loss here. And target. Target where? You'll see where I'm targeting on the 30 minute anyways. I mean, this was my target. Okay. That was my target technically. Now, we only really went to tap into these zones. So, this is also valid, this demand zone here. And that's a 1 to 13. Which is phenomenal. Ridiculous. Pretty nice, pretty nice. But yeah, it's a good shot. And now obviously came walk and do this thing, so I don't know. How is this doing? Oh, so we fully hit profit on this. As I said earlier, I was probably gonna hit full profit, and like I said, well, like it's literally just happened. It has done exactly that. So we were looking for buys. Still looking for buys from deeper in the zone, but if this doesn't hold, then buys to switch bearish. But still looking for buys. Got this breakdown, this break up, left this zone here. Couple of other buys potentially inside here. Couple take basically price to this high and even up to here. But gold still looking for buys. We're gonna actually use them. We could use this right now actually. I just noticed. This is an entry. Okay. That is an entry in gold right now. That's a 1 to 7, but you'd probably be taking partials. What's my mitigated? That's mitigated. Put me here then. That's my trade for gold. Literally just noticed it like just now. I was like, holy fuck, I just noticed that long. So here it is. Fucking hell, my eyes are good, ain't they? Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Just depends on the fucking day, I think. But yeah. So that would be my full profit. Actually, no, wouldn't. I would like to take 80% of my position out here. Okay, and then my expectation overall is going to be that price comes all the way up to here. So it gives me a 1 to 13, but obviously at that point 1 to 13 is going to be like, I mean, we will secure again 2k on this trade, and then we'll let the rest ride, and we'll probably secure another 1.5k if it all comes up. That is, could come down, stop me out now, or whatever. But I think I've done a good video. Hopefully it was a good video, educational in some way. Hopefully. Yeah, and this is basically how I trade. And maybe I make it look a little bit easier than it is, sure. But basically what I'm trying to show is that, like, if you put the work in after a certain amount of time, like, I didn't know how to fucking trade, by the way. Like, I'm nobody special. I just put in time to understand how the markets move, and what I should be looking for at certain points. And then it causes me to be able to, I don't need to be one of these guys who goes, like, I don't need to be one of these guys who goes, okay, I see the price come here. I don't need to be like, oh, there's a pattern, there's a triangle coming down and break out. Like, I don't need to do that shit. I don't need to draw on a chart. I can literally just look at price raw as fuck, like this. I can look at it and I can just see everything I need to see. I don't need to be drawing, like I said, I don't need to be drawing boxes. I need to draw boxes so people can understand what I'm talking about. I don't need to be drawing boxes. I can look right here and I can be like, okay, we got this breakdown here. We could be looking at this out from what? inside of this area up here. Okay, we get. And what targeting these liquidate, okay? What are we doing? We liquidate this load, so what does that mean? We're looking to take these loads, or this load here, okay? So what do? We mark this out as a target. What happens? It takes it, right? I already know this shit, and I don't need to be drawing charts, okay? I do not need to draw on charts like a fucking child. I know what I'm doing, okay? Anyways, how's EU doing? EU's going fucking brilliantly. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. And GJ is also up. So if we let this ride, it would also be quite nice. But again, it doesn't really matter sometimes, because what we took 1.3k on this, we took 2k on this, which could be another 1.5k. But let's just say we scored 2k, we scored 1.3, so that's 3.3. Okay, and what? We got this. But this will do its thing. So yeah, I'll end the video here. Hopefully it was fun. Hopefully it was a good watch, and I'll see you fuckers tomorrow. See you. Peace out.